Sarah's hands gripped the steering wheel as her eyes darted between the dark highway and the glowing fuel gauge. The needle sat just above empty, mocking her poor planning. She had been driving through the Nevada desert for 3 hours now, and the last town was 70 miles behind her. The road stretched endlessly into the black void ahead, her headlights carving a small tunnel of light through the overwhelming darkness. It was 2:47 a.m. She had taken this route to save time, avoiding the main interstate. Her GPS showed nothing for miles, no gas stations, no rest stops, nothing. Just empty desert and the occasional dead bush. The radio had lost signal an hour ago, leaving her with only the hum of the engine and the whistle of wind against the windows. Sarah's phone showed 1 bar of signal, flickering in and out. She had tried calling her sister when the gas light first came on, but the call dropped immediately. Now even that single bar was gone. She was alone in a way that made her chest feel tight. The darkness outside wasn't just dark, it was absolute, suffocating. No moon tonight. No stars visible through the dusty windshield. Just black, thin, almost like a mirage. She saw it. A faint glow in the distance. As she got closer, the glow took shape. A small gas station. Its neon sign flickering weakly. The sign read Ray's Gas in letters that had once been red but now appeared more brown, like dried blood. Relief flooded through her, despite the unsettling appearance of the place. Sarah pulled into the station and immediately felt something was wrong. The building looked decades old, as if it had been forgotten by time itself. The concrete was cracked and stained. Weeds grew through every gap. 2 ancient gas pumps stood like rusted monuments. A single bulb above the door cast a sickly, yellow light that seemed to make the shadows deeper rather than push them away. But it was open. She could see someone moving inside through the grimy windows. She turned off her engine. The silence that followed was oppressive. No highway sounds. No wind. Nothing. It was as if sound itself had been swallowed by the desert. Sarah stepped out of her car, and the cold night air hit her like a physical force. It was October, but this cold felt different, damp and wrong for a desert. The door to the small building creaked open and an old man emerged. He must have been in his 70s, with deeply lined skin and eyes that looked too alert for someone working at 3 a.m. in the middle of nowhere. He wore stained coveralls and moved with a strange urgency.
"Fill her up?"
His voice was rough, like gravel in a metal bucket. "Please, regular is fine." Sarah tried to smile, but the old man wasn't looking at her. His eyes kept darting to her car, then to the darkness beyond the station's weak lights, then back to her car. His hand shook as he grabbed the pump nozzle. Sarah watched the old man work. He kept glancing over his shoulder. He dropped the nozzle twice. Something was very wrong with him. He looked terrified. She felt her pulse quicken. Should she get back in the car? But she needed gas. She needed to pay. The pump clicked off. The old man hung up the nozzle but didn't move away from her car. Instead, he walked closer to her, his weathered face tight with fear. "Come inside to pay," he said, loud enough for anyone to hear. Then quieter, almost inaudible, "Don't react. Just follow me." Sarah's blood turned to ice. Every instinct screamed at her to run. But something in the old man's desperate eyes made her follow him toward the building. Her legs felt like they might give out beneath her. Inside, the station was even worse than outside. Shelves held dusty cans and expired snacks. A single fluorescent light buzzed overhead, flickering erratically. The air smelled like mold and something else, something metallic and wrong. An old register sat on a counter covered in grime. The old man moved behind the counter. His hands trembled as he pretended to ring her up. Then he leaned forward, his voice barely a whisper, his eyes wide with terror. "Someone's in your car. In the back seat, lying down. I saw him when you got out. He's got something in his hand. Looked like a knife. Don't look. Don't let him know you know." Sarah's world tilted. Her vision blurred at the edges. Someone was in her car, right now, waiting for her to get back in. She felt bile rise in her throat. "There's a police station exactly 19 miles north," the old man continued, his voice urgent but controlled. "Stay on this road. Drive fast, but don't speed crazy. You'll crash in the dark. When you get in the car, act normal. Drive away calm. Then floor it. Don't stop until you reach the police. You understand me? Sarah couldn't speak. She nodded, feeling tears burn her eyes. How much? She managed to whisper. $42. Pay however you want, just make it look normal. Sarah's hands shook so badly she could barely get her credit card out. The old man ran it through an ancient machine. The receipt printed with agonizing slowness. Every second felt like an hour. He handed it to her with a pen. Sign here, miss. Have a safe drive. He said it loudly, normally, but his eyes were screaming at her. Be careful. Sarah walked back to her car. The 20 feet felt like 20 miles. She could see her car sitting there under the weak light. The back windows were dark. She couldn't see anything inside. Was someone really there? Was the old man crazy? But no, she trusted her gut, and her gut was screaming. She opened the driver's door, sat down, put the key in the ignition. Every movement felt mechanical, robotic. She didn't look in the rearview mirror, didn't look back. Started the engine, put it in drive. She pulled away from the station slowly, casually, as if nothing was wrong. Her entire body was rigid with fear. She counted to 10 in her head. Then she slammed her foot down on the accelerator. The car jumped forward, engine roaring. And that's when she heard it, a grunt of surprise from directly behind. Her movement, the rustle of fabric. Her eyes snapped to the rearview mirror. A man's face stared back at her from the darkness of her back seat. Pale, unshaven, dead. Eyes that reflected the dashboard lights like an animal's. His mouth twisted into an angry snarl. His hand came up and she saw the glint of metal, a large hunting knife. Sarah screamed. She pressed the accelerator to the floor. The speedometer climbed, 60, 70, 80 miles per hour. The road was dangerous, winding, but she didn't care. The man in the backseat was moving, starting to sit up. Pull over, he growled. Pull over right now or I'll cut you. No, Sarah screamed back, no. She swerved wildly, trying to throw him off balance. The car fishtailed. He fell against the door. She could see lights ahead, faint but there. The police station. It had to be. Sarah laid on the horn, letting it blare continuously as she flew into the small town. The police station appeared on the right, a small brick building with 2 cruisers parked outside. She aimed straight for it, jumping the curb, her car skidding to a stop on the station's front lawn. She threw open her door and ran, screaming, "Help me! Someone's in my car, help!" Officers poured out of the building. Sarah collapsed on the ground, sobbing. She heard shouting, saw flashlights. Heard someone yell, "Hands up!" "Out of the vehicle!" 2 officers dragged a man from her back seat. He fought them, thrashing and cursing. They wrestled him to the ground. Sarah watched from where she knelt on the cold grass, her whole body shaking uncontrollably. The man was young, maybe 30, dirty clothes, wild eyes, and in his hand, still gripped tight until an officer pried it away, was a 10-inch hunting knife with a serrated edge. An older officer helped Sarah to her feet and guided her inside. She sat in a chair, wrapped in a blanket, as they brought her water and asked gentle questions. She told them everything, the gas station, the old man, the warning, the terrifying drive. "We'll send a unit to check on that station," the officer said. "Make sure the attendant is okay. You did everything right, young lady. You're very lucky." But 2 hours later, when the officer came back, his face was pale. "Ma'am, there's no gas station where you described. We drove that whole stretch. There's nothing there. Not for 40 miles in either direction. The last gas station on that road closed 15 years ago. It burned down." Sarah felt the room spin. No, I was there. I talked to him. An old man. He warned me." The officer showed her his phone, a photo of a burned-out ruin in the desert. "This is what's there. Has been for 15 years. But Sarah's receipt was real. The credit card charge was real. The old man had saved her life. Some things, the officer said quietly, can't be explained. Sarah never took that road again.